Yeah, it's a wonderful feeling. It's like a proud parent. A lot of you guys are parents, so you know the feeling. To have Clint go in with the very first class of inductees, to have their jerseys retired at the university is a wonderful recognition of his achievement, and you're just like a proud papa. You want to step back and watch and enjoy. But it's really justly deserved, and I really thank Coach Tanner and the athletic department and the entire initiative to set this thing in motion.
How does it kind of come together, picking him? What kind of role did you kind of have in that?
Well, there's a committee that does that. The coaches put forth their nominees, and then there's a committee that does that. And we were just really honored to have Clint be one of the people selected.
What was that moment like? First, when he was selected, then when you got to make the call and tell him that?
Yeah, that was great. I was in Coach Tanner's office, and Coach, Tanner called him, and as Clint said, he was on the other end, and it was emotional, and it was memorable. It's one of those place-marking moments where you feel like, wow, this is a great thing that's happening.
What are your memories of him as an 18-year-old coming here?
17. So here's the thing. 93, we played in the championship game. Clint came in 94, and we had a really good team in 94. We had a lot of pieces in place, and Clint came in as a vibrant, attacking guy that could just basically do his thing, and we had everybody around him to kind of hold the fort. And you could tell then, it's tough when you come in as a young guy and you're coming into an established team. He had to earn his way into that group. But the talent, and the ability, everybody could see there was going to be something really great there. Oddly enough, I tell this story all the time. I don't know if Clint believes it or not, but at the end of that year, Clint was, as a player, switching on and switching off. In other words, anytime the ball was near him, bam, he was electric, he was going. But throughout his career, he had just been the guy that everybody gets the ball to, and then the game changes. At the college level, it's a little bit different. Everything's tighter, the transition is tighter, the defending is tighter, the organization of opponents is tighter. So we really worked on his defending, actually. And not that he was going to win the ball, or be the guy making the tackle, but he was in the moment then when the ball changed. And that difference of being completely in the moment, not switching in, switching out, I think was really a big factor in him leading the nation in scoring the next year, consensus All-American, and again, we didn't try to turn him into a defensive player. We just tried to make him really aware of both sides of the ball, and I think that was a big growth period for Clint in his career, and of course, he never looked back after that.
Anything else for Coach?
Do you remember that Clemson game he's talking about?
Yeah. I mean, the atmosphere in this place was great, and a lot of times you get something, you give something up. But we didn't have a big stadium at that point. The stadium was built in '95, so right out in his second year. But the fans were right on top of the players. I mean, there was like a tape barrier here, and when a guy took a throw and he had to back up into the crowd, to take the throw in. So it was very hostile place to play. And now, obviously, you get something else. You get a beautiful facility, but it's a little more antiseptic than it was back in those days. It was a little hostile for people here. But again, thanks to Mike McGee, for putting things in motion for us, and Eugene Stone for building the stadium, and Clint was outstanding in that first year we were in here.
You were watching him play during his college years. Did you think this was possible, that one day he would be honored like this?
Well, not really, because we didn't have this mechanism in place. Coach Tanner put this, and his executive staff put this whole thing together. But to know that he would be one of the greats, yeah, you knew he was going to be big in the game. You don't know that a guy's going to go on and have, I think, 40-something matches with the national team, a number of years in the MLS, have the goal of the year in the MLS, be on the ESPYs, score in the World Cup to put us through to the next round. Did I know that? No, I didn't have that one pulled up in my head. But to know that he was going to go on and be special, yeah. I mean, I think everybody knew that, and it's a credit to him. I'm going to say something else. A lot of people don't realize what Clint had to go through to get where he is. You see the end result and you think, wow, he's had a great career. But he, after the NCAA tournament at the end of his sophomore year, when he was leading the nation in scoring, he tore his ACL here and had to have that operated on. Had to wear a brace his entire second year, after that his third year. Then went in, was drafted by LA, went in and played with LA and the Metro Stars, then tore his other ACL, had to come back from that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was only a short time before the World Cup, still made the World Cup roster, and was, so he came back from a lot of things. Those are not insignificant injuries, and the guy just has a willpower, and he overcame a lot of things, and I think that's the key to his success has been, he's got some flamboyance and some irreverence, and anybody that played with him or watched him, you guys are all kind of young, but he made his own rules as he played the game, and that's what he's most remembered for. But not many people remember what he had to overcome to play, and that's a lot of work that goes on off camera, that to put him back where he could play, and I think that's a real big important part of who Clint is today.
Do you remember where you were when he scored the goal in the World Cup?
I don't remember where, but I remember going completely crazy. There's two goals, his goal and then Landon's goal in the World Cup are two that I, probably almost passed out because they jumped from a sitting position to a standing position so fast. Yeah, but unbelievable. I mean, you've seen it, you guys have all seen it, but to receive a ball over the top and receive it with one foot and strike it in the next step with the other foot and finish in that environment as the visiting team against the home team, to silence the entire stadium is just unbelievable. And so, great moment. Yeah, I remember that. I surely do.
What'd you think of the Mohawk?
Mohawk, I think Clint's mom, Pat, and I thought about the same of the Mohawk. Not exactly our favorite look. I don't think Bruce Arena thought it was all that great either, but no one was going to be telling Clint what he was going to do pretty much at any point in his career. So that's just the kind of guy he is, and that's why he is the way he is, because he's got that attitude.
And he had kind of like long blonde flowing hair when he was with you.
Yeah. The Mohawk didn't come out till later on, but yeah.
Anything else for Coach?